Welcome to the Mass Casualty Crimes Team Lead webinar. The learning objectives for this webinar are: we're going to review the alert process for mass casualty crime incidents. We're going to do an overview of the roles and responsibilities of the on-scene team lead. And we'll review the roles and responsibilities of the on-scene team members. Receiving the deployment request. A deployment request for the Mass Casualty Crimes Response Team will be sent by the Chief, Deputy Chief, or the Mass Casualty Crimes Team Coordinator through Regroup. Regroup is a notification software that our office subscribes to. You'll respond to the Regroup message with your availability for immediate activation. Our team does not self-deploy. If you hear of an incident through the news, wait until you receive an alert from Regroup. You can start to prepare to deploy, but do not respond to the incident scene without being activated. Please follow the Preparing to Deploy checklist located in SharePoint.
Designated a team lead. Once the staff have responded with their availability for deployment, the chief, the deputy chief, or the coordinator will assign the roles of deploying staff as dog handlers, team leads, and if applicable, site managers. Staff chosen for these positions will have received specific trainings on the roles and will be familiar with the responsibilities expected of them. If you are designated a team lead, here is the information you should request from the chief, deputy chief, or the coordinator. What is known at this point about the number of victims or witnesses? Where is the Family Resource Center, and what agencies have been activated in addition to the Victim Services Division? How can we get to the center, and will there be a perimeter set up that we will need to be let through?
The roles and responsibilities that our office will have designated on scene will depend on the agency that's deploying us. If the City and County of San Francisco deploys our agency, then we may act both as a site manager as well as have a victim services team lead on site. If we're deployed by the San Francisco International Airport, the Unified School District, other Bay Area counties, or a local university, we'll solely be acting as a supporting agency, meaning that we will not act as a site manager, but we will have a victim services team lead on site.
Intake. The role of the intake member is to conduct an initial needs assessment for those accessing the Family Resource Center or the Family Assistance Center. The intake team members will take note of the person's needs on the intake form. The intake team members will also collect missing persons reports when friends and families arrive on scene looking for their affected loved ones. Once the intake form and, if applicable, the missing persons reports have been completed, the intake team member will provide a warm handoff to a team member acting as a navigator. In a warm handoff, the intake team member will communicate the person's identified needs, preferred name, language, and pronoun to the navigating advocate.
The navigator will work with the victim, witness, or the loved ones after they've completed the intake process. The navigator will assist the person in accessing resources to meet those identified needs at the Family Resource or Family Assistance Center. For example, if the intake team member identifies that the person wants spiritual support, the navigator may walk the person over to the Salvation Army, which provides spiritual counseling. While the person is working with an agency to meet one of their identified needs, if there was a request for financial services, the navigator will ask the team lead to review the request. If approved, the navigator will facilitate the handing over of the financial resource from the team lead to the person who was impacted by the crime. For example, if through a missing persons report, we're able to identify that a person's loved one is at SF General, the navigator will request approval from the team lead for a taxi or rideshare voucher from the Family Resource or Family Assistance Center to the hospital. Once approved by the team lead, the navigator will coordinate the ride from the Resource Center or Assistance Center to the hospital.
Facility dog handlers. The facility dog handler's role is exclusively to care for and work with the facility dogs at the Family Resource Center or the Family Assistance Center. The handler will work with those who are interested in accessing support from the Victim Services facility dogs. The handler will also coordinate breaks for the facility dog, including exercise, food, and bathroom breaks.
Some roles are specific to a Family Resource Center or a Family Assistance Center. At a Family Resource Center, if additional staff are available, the following roles may also be filled. Social media. In the aftermath of a mass casualty crime, those impacted may flee without their phones or other communication devices. The team members who are assigned to social media will work with those impacted to check in on Facebook as safe, contact loved ones using Facebook Messenger or another social media-based communication app, and, if applicable, assist those impacted in accessing crisis housing provided by Airbnb. Additionally, the team members for social media will check the news for any updates related to the crime, the perpetrator, or the location of victims. They will relay this information to the team lead.
Hospital advocates. In the case that several victims are sent to Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital, family and friends of those impacted may overwhelm the waiting room. San Francisco General Hospital may contact us to send a team member to work with the loved ones at the hospital. This advocate would be deployed to work on scene at the hospital. They would communicate with the team lead, assist with transportation between the Family Resource Center and the hospital, and assist with the needs assessments in the hospital's waiting room.
At the Family Assistance Center, there'll be claims. Claims specialists will assist victims, witnesses, and next of kin fill out CalVCB victim compensation applications. They will review the benefits available through CalVCB and answer any questions the applicants may have.
Team lead roles and responsibilities. Team leads will delegate mass casualty crime team members' roles and responsibilities. The team lead will coordinate roles and responsibilities of each team member on scene.
Scheduling breaks for team members and facility dogs. The team lead will be responsible for ensuring that there is space set aside for team members and facility dogs to take respite. Team members and dogs should ideally receive 2 15-minute breaks and an hour meal during each shift. Team leads will also contact our EOC representative regarding second, third, fourth, etc. deployment staffing shifts. In the case that there is more than one operational period, the team lead will need to communicate with the EOC representative regarding additional deployments. They will need to determine a schedule for shift change, coordinate briefings and debriefings for staff coming and going, and assign roles and responsibilities for the additional shifts of team members. The team lead will be responsible for providing briefings and debriefings during shift changes. At the end of shifts, the team lead is responsible for speaking with the responding staff who are going off shift to ensure that they have a space to discuss their experience and ask any final questions before being relieved of their shift duties.
Interagency briefings. These meetings will be coordinated by the FAC or FRC site manager and will be attended by other agency team leads. The purpose of these meetings is to coordinate and delegate each agency's responsibilities and roles on scene. This will create cohesion amongst the responding partners and stop any duplication of resources. Briefings will also be conducted with responding staff from each agency. These briefings will cover the housekeeping items, where the restrooms are located, what agencies are present, where specific resources are located, etc., at the beginning of deployment shifts.
Financial resources. The team lead will review and approve requests for on-scene financial resources. If team members identify needs of victims, witnesses, or loved ones for financial resources, the team lead will be responsible for reviewing the requests, approving or denying the requests, and communicating this information to the team member who submitted the request. The team lead will also be responsible for logging and tracking approved financial resources. If approved, the team lead is responsible for logging the financial resources using the Emergency Financial Assistance Log. The log will be stored in a lockable cache box that the team lead will be responsible for on scene. It's important to remember that this document will fall under Brady if the crime is prosecuted in a criminal case. You can see an example of the financial log on your screen.